A Thing of Beauty. About the poet. John Keats was a British romantic poet. Although trained to be a surgeon, Keats decided to devote himself wholly to poetry. Keats' secret, his power to sway and delight the readers, lies primarily in his gift for perceiving the world and living his moods and aspirations in terms of language. The following is an excerpt from his poem Endymion, a poetic romance. The poem is based on a Greek legend in which Endymion, a beautiful young shepherd and poet who lived on Mount Latmos, had a vision of Cynthia, the moon goddess. The enchanted youth resolved to seek her out and wandered away through the forest and down under the sea. Before you read, what pleasure does a beautiful thing give us? Are beautiful things worth treasuring? A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us and sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow, we are wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth, of noble natures, of gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and overdarkened ways made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall. From our dark spirits, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. For simple sheep, such are the daffodils, with the green world they live in, and the cheer rills, that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season, the mid forest break rich with sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms. We have imagined for the mighty dead all lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink, pouring unto us from the heavens' brink. So that's all. The poem is over. Now we'll look out for the introduction, the theme, some question answers, etc. Introduction. A British Romantic poet, John Keats, published his epic poem Endymion in 1818. It is a narrative about the relationship between a goddess and her human lover. The poem is based on the Greek myth of Endymion, the shepherd who falls in love with moon goddess Selene, whom the poet renames Cynthia. The extract, A Thing of Beauty, talks of how beautiful things give us pleasure and alleviate suffering and sorrow. The epic poem, Endymion, begins famously with the line, A thing of beauty is a joy forever. First stanza. Theme. The very opening line of the poem, A Thing of Beauty, openly recites the very theme of the poem. Any beautiful object is always treasured in our mind because it provides us eternal and everlasting joy. The happiness that any beautiful thing provides never fades into nothingness but multiplies manifold whenever it returns to our mind. Summary. The poem presents the reader with views of Keats on beauty and its value, and its importance to humans. Beauty, in whatever form it may be found, is an eternal joy to humans because it offers humans the constant opportunity to reflect on that beauty, which stands in such stark contrast to the dejection, monotony, and ugliness of our everyday lives. In spite of all the difficulties and sufferings that humans face, beauty has ability to produce happiness and temporarily shift the burdens that humans bear. Keats therefore establishes that in his view of the world, life for humans consists unremitting struggles and difficulties, and it is only beauty in its various guises that is able to shift those trials and at least temporarily produce happiness. The poem concludes with a list of things that constitute beauty for kids, which include both physical objects, which are examples of natural beauty, such as daffodils, and also beauty that can be found in art, such as the lovely tales we have heard or read. All of these forms of beauty acts as an endless fountain of immortal drink, allowing humans to forget bleak reality and experience joy. Bleak reality means the bad things from which they are suffering from. The poem, therefore, focuses on the theme of happiness and how it can be experienced. It inspires us, gives us the courage to fight against all odds. Question answers. What is the source of endless fountain and what is its effect? Endless fountain refers to the unending beauty of nature. This is a gift from the Creator. Our life is full of trials and tribulations, but the beautiful things of nature soothe our sorrows and give us the motivation to move on. Question 2. What spreads the pall of despondence over the dark spirits? How is it removed? Trials and tribulations of life spread the pall of despondence over the dark spirits. Loss of faith and disappointment are results of our own making. We can remove it by making life worthwhile with beautiful things of life and lift the veil of gloom, paving way for optimism and hope. What is the message of the poem, A Thing of Beauty? The message of the poem is that a beautiful object is treasured in our mind because it provides us eternal and everlasting joy. Therefore, let us keep the natural beauty intact, let us not destroy it. How is the thing of beauty a joy forever? A thing of beauty is a joy forever because its loveliness increases. A beautiful thing is perennial and constant. It sustains human spirit in all ages and stages. It never passes into nothingness. In fact, it moves away the pall of our dark spirits and make life worth living. Describe any three things of beauty mentioned in the poem A Thing of Beauty, or according to Keats, what move the pain and suffering away from human life. Everything in nature is a thing of beauty and a source of pleasure. Some of them are sun, the moon, old and young trees, daffodil flowers, small streams with clear water, the green pastures, and the blooming musk roses. All of them are things of beauty. They are constant sources of joy, pleasure, and remove the gloom of our life. What does Keats consider as an endless fountain of immortal drink, and why does he call it drink immortal? God has created so much beauty around us. Everywhere it's endless. In nature, there is a divine beauty, a fountain of eternal joy. Keats considers the beauty of nature as an endless fountain of immortal drink. The immortal drink has to be poured onto heart and soul of the man. What does a thing of beauty do for us? A thing of beauty brings joy and removes the gloom. It makes life worth living in spite of all the despondence. Its loveliness keeps on increasing, providing a pleasant and quiet place for us. Mention any four things of beauty that add joy to our life. The things of beauty that Keats referred to his poem are sun, the moon, the trees, the innocence of the sheep, the blossoming of the daffodils in the meadows, the musk roses blooming, the mass of ferns, that is the mid forest brake, which he refers, and clear streams among the mountain. Mention any two things which cause pain and suffering. The things that cause pain and suffering are despondency, dearth of noble natures, gloomy days, and over-darkened ways. Which objects of nature does Keats mention as sources of joy in his poem, A Thing of Beauty? Everything of nature is a thing of beauty and a source of pleasure. Some of them are the sun, the moon, old and young trees, daffodil flowers, small streams with clear water, mass of fern, and the blooming of musk roses. All of them are things of beauty. They are constant sources of joy and pleasure. How can mighty dead be things of beauty? The mighty dead can be things of beauty, as the inspirational deeds of the martyrs are not only splendid, but continue to live as guides, enhancing the quality of life. In the hot season, how do man and beast get comfort? In the hot season, man and the beast take shelter in the green world with clear rails, a quiet bower, and a mid-forest break, rich with sprinkling of fair musk roses blossom. What rich bounty has the heaven given us? Heaven has blessed us with unending beauty in nature and encircles and makes our life beautiful eternally whenever we think of it. Like an eternal fountain from the brink of the heaven, beauty blesses us with the joy forever. How does Kit show his unhappiness with his fellow human beings? Kit shows his unhappiness by saying that there are only a few people who are noble in character and who rise above petty differences by being magnanimous and generous. There is a dearth of such noble souls on our earth. As a man is selfish and self centered, trials and tribulations of life spread the pall of despondence over the darkened spirits. We can remove it by making life worthwhile by enjoying the beautiful things of life bestowed upon us by nature, but we are keen on destroying them. How does Keats define a thing of beauty? It says that a thing of beauty is eternal and is forever. It does not fade with time, and our love for it enhances with time. He says the thing of beauty acts like a soothing and relaxing shade of trees that help us sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. What troubles and sufferings do human beings face in life? In life of humans, humans face adverse circumstances and gloomy days which cause suffering. Malice and disappointment dampen our spirits. Lack of noble qualities, death and bad health bring sadness in life. Thank you.